Hello there, and welcome back to ARK Survival Ascended. Today, we're going to be building some bison stables, of course. We have to do this. We have to. I love the bison. I've been obsessed with the bison ever since it was announced that it would come to Ragnarok. So it feels appropriate for the first building stream here on Ragnarok to be about the bison, you know? They're pretty cool. They're pretty damn cool. So we're here near the green orb, as you can see. And this is a pretty nice area, a very nice valley. And in this valley, I want to build my bison ranch and stable. And we're going to start with the stables. We'll see how far we get. And maybe we'll start the ranch, maybe not, but we'll at some point also be building a ranch, maybe not today. Depends on how long it takes for the stables, you know? So the stables, I want to make sure that we can house at least a few different bison in there, right? Seems fair enough, seems simple enough. And we'll just try to make something cool. I think that's fine. We'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. But hello there, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you guys doing? So yeah, this is the beautiful location I've picked right next to, well, a little next to the green orb. There's this lovely valley with this little river flowing through it, coming down from the mountains. I mean, that's basically describing half of Ragnarok, but it's very nice. I love the trees here. I love the views of the surrounding mountains and the landscape. And yeah, I feel like this is a lovely place for a bison ranch. We'll take out some of these rocks. I've got some bison chained up for size. So so we know if they will actually fit, but they're not too big, right? So it should be nice. So basically, I mean, it's going to be themed after a bison stables, but of course you could use this for any creature of similar sizes. So let's just check this out. Look at these colors. This is just a wild one. It's a terrible level, but I like the look of him. It's got some nice colors on him. And then we got a little bit more of a normal female. But yeah, we've got bisons for scale. Bison for scale, right? That's what we're thinking. So I've also plunked down a little bubble so no dinos can get close to me, so the bisons are safe. Nothing will be attacking me and annoying me. which is always nice. And okay, let's just kind of check landscape wise. It isn't too hilly here. Like this part is pretty flat. I think we could get a pretty decent sized stables out here. Like it's probably going to be more than big enough. Now what I'm thinking for these stables is actually that I might not want to have foundations. I might just kind of want to build on the ground. I feel like it would be quite natural for the bison just to be standing on the grass, right? So we just build the building using pillars and walls and everything, but no foundations maybe? I think that could be cool. I think that could work. But first, what we kind of have to do then is... should we keep this low? Maybe like this. Something like that. Is that going to be good enough? Yeah, that's going to fit quite some builds, right? So I'm going to have to make a temporary beam to kind of line up my pillars in different places. And I guess we're going to have to decide how big the different sections of stables we want to make. I think 3 wide at least. It's going to be decent-ish. There we go. So let's say we make 3 of them next to each other before we do anything else. These are already kind of floating though. So maybe I want to change these up. Maybe I want to go like that. Is that going to mess things up? Is that going to be too low? That's going to be too low. Just feel like it looks a little bit weird. This pillar is almost floating and I can't build anything underneath it. I should have started slightly lower. He's live again. Yeah. Had to. And it now it's finally, the heat is gone a little bit. So I can actually be live without slowly melting. Okay. I feel like we need it to be a little bit lower. So we're gonna see. We're gonna line this out nicely here. And we're gonna not go all the way up, but just like that. That's what we're gonna go for. There we go. That seems better. Working and lurking. That's alright, that's alright. Yeah, the map is really fun. I'm really enjoying it. I love the way it looks. There we go. Now this pillar is floating again. I don't know. I really tried. I guess it's a little bit more of a hilly area than I thought. Let's just see. I don't think we're gonna continue it here, but what would the next pillar do? Yeah, that's floaty again. I guess I should have gone lower. Lower than this even. Guess building with with just pillars is a little bit more tricky to line them out nicely. But I mean, I think this is fine. It's still supported, right? It's still supported. Should I try once more? One more time. Maybe should I start here in the middle? Maybe that's what we do. That's what we do. There we go. Hello there, Mikey. Welcome in. What are you making? I'm making some bison stables today. You know, for our new friends. And we're trying to do it without foundations because I want the bison to enjoy the ground under their feet. There we go. Yeah, that seems better because now this one isn't floating anymore. So I think we're gonna have like a nice little area of stables here. Then No, actually, we're going to do 2. This is going to be something else, and I'm going to indicate that I'm going to break these up. Then we're going to have some more stables there. How long can we make this, actually? Okay, actually, we might change this around. We might do 1 over there. Then we might go for 2. Yeah. And then we might go for a little bit of a bigger building in the middle. So this is now 5, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Perfect. And then we might want to do something more along the side. Maybe 2 again. So it's going to be a big bison stables. You're going to have loads of bison here. All right. And then this will open up again because this is the 5 wide. So we know something special is going to go on over there. But this is all aligned on the same snap point, and it's all going to be connected stables, of course. Just to get the right pillars in. So I guess what we'll do is we'll start with one of these stables themselves. Let's kind of see how far back we want to go. Maybe 2 back, and then we could go 3 in the front. So that's 5. That's probably long enough. What's happening with the light? Where did the light go? What's happening? Oh, it's actually still day. It's just some weather event, I suppose. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I mean, it's definitely easily gonna fit some bison in this one little stable, right? Like, this is already gonna house some. But I guess in practical sense, this means that you could have stables for different creatures. But we're gonna theme it after bison. You can have loads of bison. You can have all the bison in the world. There we go. Okay, so I feel like we need some walls now. And then I guess we would kind of just have a layer like that. And we kind of want to design the building. So now it's 5. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 6. But then this is going to be like just connected through the roof, I think. So we have a little overhang in front of it. Pretty much. I think that's going to be nice. I think we probably want walls. Why did they rotate around? No, please. Probably want to have some walls there. We'll also have some walls on that side. There we go. So that's going to be the basics. And then... So now it's 2.5 basically, roughly, because of course this first pillar is still in the ground. So how high should this be? Because this is going to be the entrance. So if you want to have some... I guess if you want to have taller tames in there, you could raise it up further. But since we're doing it for bison, I don't think we need to go that high. Although we need to keep in mind that we're starting here. So these ones are going to be slightly further raised up than the ones back there. And then here in the front or in the back, we want to do that high again, I think. And then this would be the actual middle of the building. So I think we'll probably do some pillars there. In my mind, it's all still working. Probably want to do a beam across. That seems fair. I guess I need to start crafting some more pieces to work with. So let's take out the wood. We just want to go vanilla. These ones. Those ones. That's definitely what we'll need. We'll definitely need roofs, railings, slope walls probably. And some scaffolding. Definitely some scaffolding too. Alright, let's see. Let's see. So yeah, the idea is to have like a nice overhang. I think we're gonna do ramps. Because that's just kind of the look I prefer. So I guess we'll go up until what's going to be the middle of a roof. And now that we have all the quarter pieces and stuff, it's really going to be easy to make like nice overhangs and everything. So that's going to be quite refreshing. So yeah, that's going to be what it's going to look like for just one of these sections. And then we'll just have pillars going up. And I think we'll want a pillar across the top. Probably also means that we want to have that one stick out at least, because at least at this side, this is the end of the roof, right? So we just want to kind of create a little overhang here. Make sure it looks nice. And I guess along the front, we probably want to do the same thing. Right? Because we want to keep that nice and simple. I think we want to do some scaffolding like that. I do also think we want it there. So probably what we'll do is have that one. And we're definitely going to have... ARK is definitely still missing diagonal pillars, but the recent updates to all the building pieces have given me hope that they'll keep adding more over time. Do we do that? Or do we do this? What do we go for? Or do we go for that? Yeah, I think that's going to look a little bit nicer. And then we can still do the scaffolding underneath that section. I feel like that makes sense. Get a nice amount of detail, although I guess it's not. This one should be over here then, right? Because there's an extra pillar there. Unless I do an extra pillar here as well. To make it line up. I guess I shouldn't have started there. I should have started here. I guess that's what I would do if I would make it even. And I guess in my case I could overlap those. That does look quite nice, actually. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Kind of thinking what to do with the rest of the walls, but this is definitely going the right way. Now the real question is, I've kind of based this idea of being able to fit a bison through one of those. Can it in fact fit through one of these? That is the real question. Because I kind of think that if I had these as entrances, it's a little bit low here, but I think here in the middle it's gonna be fine. Let me take one of my bison. I guess this one is gonna fit just because. Oh well, actually it's not. It's not fitting. Right, now are you closing? And Okay, I don't think it will fit. It's too fat for those doors. That's too bad because that would look the nicest, right? If we could use the saloon doors. I might need to quickly just test that in a normal door setting because I feel like it might also just have been that it couldn't really reach the door in the right way. Let's see. So if I do this and we have the doorway, you're never gonna fit that, right? No. She's too buff. That's slightly annoying because that is kind of the vibe I wanted to have for my entrance. You know, have those. I guess we might still be able to keep that vibe. Especially if we bring those in. Because we're going to have that. So what we might then do... Oh, why? Why? Why, ARK? What did I do to you? Okay, but if we do this, we could have... That as kind of the exit here at the back. So that we have like an internal walkway to get to all the stables. Yes. But maybe we make that a little bit more interesting. Yes, I think we are going to make that a little bit more interesting. So we're going to keep whatever we had and we're actually going to connect those beams across. We're going to have those walls. And we're gonna get some wood ceilings. Hey, so this is going to be the next small castle base you might build. Well, it's just gonna be some bison stables. Just some, we're definitely gonna be building castles soon. Got some good plans for castles, but first, the bison. They're more important than any castle. Okay, so... What I'm thinking is... Yes, we make like a walkway at the back of this. So you could easily get to all the stables from the inside, like from your building. So this would be you walking around. And we have all of those. Maybe something like this behind. Although, can I fit through that? I can. Why can I fit through that? Well, I can. I'm a tiny shark. I guess it won't look like you can fit through that, but you can still. So I guess that's fine. Although what we could also potentially do... But then we'd have to lock the doors, because you have those jail doors as well, right? So you could also make it out of metal, but I think the wooden aesthetic is probably what we're going to go for. Although it could be some nice contrast if we do it like that. So what we do then is we have those everywhere. Right, that could actually also work. We just have to disable this, which is going to be quite annoying to do, but I guess I could do that afterwards, right? Because that could be quite nice to bring in a little bit of different materials, and then probably along the sides I would just go for the railing look. There we go. But just to bring in that little touch of different colors, I think that's quite nice to have. There we go. I mean, we're probably going to skin a lot of this to the Frontier skin, because I feel like this is going to work really well with the Frontier look, of course. But just for now, for like this, I think this looks quite nice. Probably want to have something like that. All right, but then the main entrance here, that's what we're going to think about now because, well, we just found out that the original plan doesn't really work. I kind of don't want to have... Let's see. Actually, if we... This could be the way. Could a bison fit through this wall? I guess I need to create a snap point so I can test that. I guess let's do it in the middle. Let's test if they fit through the barn doors. Do they fit through that? Because it's technically a little bit bigger, right? Yeah, they do fit through those. So we could utilize those as the entrances. And I mean, they are technically barn doors, so it's kind of the purpose of them. Okay, so if we have this as the main entrance, it would then be something like this. I guess it's kind of meshed in here right now because the landscaping. Oh, the barn door is obstructed. It won't even let me place that. That's sad. I mean, there's probably ways to fix that. There we go. If we go with the quarter walls first. Okay, I guess that wasn't quite enough. I guess that would allow it. Okay. And I guess then just to be sure that you can always get over, you might want to... Because I've got a tiny little bit of a wall there. But I guess I shouldn't rely to snapping to that wall because you can't do that everywhere depending on your landscape. So we will see if we can make it work in some way. There we go. Although now we might have a problem with that beam being there. Yes, so we can't keep the beam. Do we need the beam for this actually to be a thing? Why is that thing there? Could we now pick up the beam now that we have this? No, because it also got rid of my gate. God dang it. They're so particular what they want to snap to. How is this staying? Oh, I guess because we kind of made a new snap point. And that is something you could probably do every time. But now we have that snap point. Could I have a wall here? That would also work. So yeah, you would have to create the new snap points that we have, which should work. Can I then still fit in and out? That is what I want to know. Yes, I can. So I can have thin pillars. Which I think I will, because I think that will look nice. And as well, we can then do these little half ones there. So yeah, that's gonna be one of the stables. Or at least that's the start of one of the stables. I think that's nice. I also think that I would want to do this across. And then I guess we want to get the overhang on this side too. There we go. And the frontier theme is kicking in as well, so that's perfect. Yeah, I think that I'm quite happy with that as a little stables. Of course, just the start of the build, because we're going to have a whole other section. So I guess we would probably do the same for this part, just kind of continuing this. There we go. Gonna have to take those snap points. Thank you very much. And then we can do some more scaffolding. There we go. We want to also have that as scaffolding, I think. I mean, we could even have the scaffolding in here, right? Can you ever have too much scaffolding to support a build? I don't think you can. And I think I even want to have some support beams like this. Oh god. There we go. Actually, oh wait, I could have done a full pillar there still. There we go. Yeah, because I feel like that fits this vibe very well, right? Having beams and everything up here. So it's still nice and detailed on the inside. I think I like that. I probably would also skin a lot of this. Would I skin that? No, I think I actually like those pillars there. I think we probably want to skin the sides of this for sure. Because the frontier is just, it's just such a nice skin, isn't it? Do I go for those? Yeah, I think we do. There we go. I mean, to be honest, I might actually keep the first layer here just normal wood. Quite like that. We'll probably keep that as the entrance. We'll have these beams going across. Well, this beam is probably going to go. We'll have the pillars going up. And this entire thing up here, we want to also change to the frontiers. Oh, it's so refreshing having all these extra pieces now that you can still skin. Because, of course, with mods, you could have a lot of these pieces a lot earlier already. But now that they're official and we can skin them, there's just all these lovely skins that we can utilize in our builds. Yeah, this is looking quite nice. And then I think we'll go around and do these as well. Definitely want to do those. I kind of want to leave the stairs like that, to be honest, because I like the open look for the stairs a lot. So I think we will definitely change these pillars. There we go. Yeah. This is the vibe. I think I'm quite happy with this first little section of the stables. Of course, it is nowhere near done because we definitely want to make a little bit more and make it look a little bit more interesting because, I mean, this is nothing yet. And I do think you could definitely have other tames in here. You might have to change out the entrance, of course, but technically, if you have a beam going across there and it's like 3 high, you could have a bigger barn door as well. Or you could kind of center it and have like a gateway probably. So you could have bigger tames in there. The entrance would have to change for them to be able to get inside. But yeah, for these size creatures, we can definitely do it. So yeah, we want to have a little bit of a different sections right here in the middle. So I think the base of it is going to have to be the same, or at least this side of it is going to have to be the same. So we're just going to replicate that for now. And we're going to want to have pillars both there and there. Open that up. Do I just want to have stairs there? And then we'll have... Oh yeah, I have to have stairs then as well. Kind of mirror those. Hello there, Storm. What have you missed? Well, we've just started on our bison stables. So far we have one section complete where we can have 2 bison and a baby growing up so that you can get your milk in. And then we're now moving on to the next section to add some extra detail to it all. So I guess... Oh god. We do want to have this come out and have the extra pillar there. This pillar is going to be the same height. There we go. We'll add those heights in. So yeah, that's going to be that's basically the same shape as we have over here. But now we kind of have to figure out the change in the roof. And I think that's going to be with utilizing these. But of course, we've flipped around the whole roof so far. So that's going to have to be like that. Then we would probably have this, but this is 3 wide. Although we could now fix that, right? Because we have the tiny pieces. Although I guess the main thing would be then we can't really fill it up anymore. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. That's a problem when we get there. So if we make that the middle, which we should be able to. Yeah, I like that. I think that works. And we could... I mean, there's probably a way to make it snap there. It's kind of annoying that those new quarter pieces, they don't have all the snap points yet. So it's sometimes a little bit more tricky to get things in place. Yeah, I think it is raining. It's just kind of hard to see, but it was actually raining. So there we go. Oh, but I guess the other flaw with this is actually making this connect up to the normal roof without overlapping. That's going to be impossible, isn't it? Because I don't have like a quarter corners. Okay, we're gonna have to think about how to fix this exactly. But okay, let's think about that section a little. Actually, let's make it easier for ourselves. We'll start with adding these in here. so that we know the two shapes that we have to connect. Those are the two shapes we want to connect. I think we want to do something in the middle. So I think if we start with something like this. Although actually, I think it might have to be a little bit bigger even. So could we have it be that big? Because that could solve our problems. Yeah, that could potentially solve the exact problem that we were having. So if we have those, that lines up. And I'm guessing we would have something like this. We would have to fill in those sides as well. We probably would get rid of the beam. Oh, there we go. Those stay. Oh god. So scary every time taking something away breaks a pillar, because I don't want to lose the support, but I do think we need to take those away now. We don't really need them all in place. So yeah, like that. It's G on PC. If you look at something, you press G in creative, it destroys it. Saves a lot of time. Saves a lot of time whilst building. Let's see. What do we want to do here? So basically now what I could do what I was doing. Because now it wouldn't matter anymore. Now we could have this without any issues. We would have that. And then we would have this in the middle without any issue at all. We could have that as an entrance. I like that a lot. Okay, that doesn't want to snap yet, but I don't know. Yeah, the problem is I guess you couldn't fill that in yet. We don't have those pieces, but that's fine. We can work around that for sure. So I guess we can take those out now, because we could just have these instead. Just like that. There we go. Awesome. That's starting to form. So something could be up there to kind of make this a little bit more interesting. But what or what would it be? Could we have something like this? Yeah, we could probably make it a little bit steeper, you know, adding in the different roof types. The only downside is that now we do not have an overhang. Can't really fix that. And I guess if we wanted to be able to get up here, we would have to do that. We could then do these. So it's a 1x2. It's a pretty pretty crazy shape, isn't it? I guess. Oh, that's not the... You want to make sure that these face the same way. There we go. Something like that. I think that would have to do, because then we do have the overhang on the side. Not in the front, but that's fine. Unless... We could... No, we could actually do it. We could do it. We could definitely do it. We can make it work. I have a dream. I believe. So we could have those. And that. There we go. And then in the middle, we can have a perfect roof like that. The only downside is now we can't really have the... Oh no, could we? We could. If we wanted to. If we really wanted to, we could have the thing in the middle even, I think. There we go. Could still have that. The only downside is these, of course. But we'll have to live with that. And I think we can live with that. Do I want to make that more interesting? Kind of depends on what this is going to even be, right? Like what's going to be behind this. I don't really know. No, I guess it would have to be like that. And then... I guess we could do something like that, but I don't know if that's going to be... It's probably not going to be an official trick. Also, now I can't even change all the skins anymore. Doesn't look as cool with these, though. So I made it just very complicated for no reason. Like, I guess you could do that. Not very exciting, is it? Guess that's fine. That's fine. So, if we change these skins, let's see how it looks when we make it look like it's going to be looking with the Frontier skins. Would definitely love if we could get the pillars in there. We might be able to, but first of all, let's focus on getting these things in. So I have the proper roofs here. There we go. Change all these up and... I guess to make this easier, we would probably want to do this all the way round. Also makes it look like the roof isn't as floating as much. And we could still have those details. I probably also want to do those details. There we go. Definitely the top section is looking quite nice. The middle section is definitely the weakest, but I don't think we can get around that, and I don't think it's too bad. I think in the grand scheme of the whole stables, it's just going to be nice having this section that kind of breaks up the look of just having a very long roof, which is kind of the main goal of this part, to be honest. It's mostly to just break up the monotony of having a giant roof that is the same. There we go, just like that. So yeah, we'll have an edge of these again, of course. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Let's repeat that over here. So we want to have the corners first. There we go. So those next as the middle parts. And then we finish those sections. So yeah, we want to have that here as well, because otherwise it's gonna be a little bit weird. And we want to make it look nice from both of the different angles, I'd say. There we go. So yeah, it's kind of just a way to pass through it. And I think we're gonna at least have to have a ladder up there. But we probably also want to have some way up here. But then the question is, where exactly is this going to start? So probably we would have something like that. Because this is probably the layer that we would want to have that floor on. How would you get up here? I guess one of these is just going to have to be the ladder. And then this over here might have to be just a railing to kind of let in some light. Maybe? Think so? I think that would be nice. And then I think I want to keep this open. Although you could close it off. If it kind of depends if you want to use this as a base or just as a bison stable and breeding place, right? Because then you could just have some fridges here, but still keep the open look, and we could kind of even maybe simulate some kind of hauling mechanism coming down with the decoration. I'm not entirely sure about this, but I also don't know what else to do here. Please don't break anything. So if I place this down for now. So we could do that. I mean, that kind of works. That does look quite nice from there. Of course, we would have scaffolding again. There we go. I think that already kind of works quite nicely. And then we don't really need anything too much here. And it would have been nice to have something here in the middle, but I think getting that snap point might be very difficult because it's kind of like not even to the top of this. It's not even a half. Good day, X-Men Dave. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, we're building a bison stable, so this is going to be the perfect place to do the bison breeding, get the milk, which is going to be quite useful for your other kinds of breeding and raising babies, I've heard. Now, I'm not really the one to tell you what they do exactly, but I've heard it does give you kind of some maturation boost or something. And of course, it just helps raise bison and wyvern in general, so it is a pretty useful thing to have. And yeah, if you want to have something that looks nice for your bison, that's what we're trying to achieve today. There we go. I think that's the one we want, right? Sometimes those snapping points don't want to collaborate. That's not what we want. There we go. This one. Although, now that I remember it, we also need to be able to access that part of the base. We need a ladder. It's going to be that. So yeah, we're going to at least have to make this smaller, so we might as well make it a full floor. We're going to also need that to get up there. So yeah, we can't... Oh god. Come on. We want to have these... You know what we might do? We might have that, and instead we'll have like a cellar door. So we could still kind of emulate you being able to drop things in and out there. And then this would be a nice way to get up to the next layer, of course. That's fine. Do I want to have these? I don't think I want to. Although it would make sense, I guess, to have at least a beam going across would be nice. So yeah, this could be a little extra storage place up here in the middle of your stables. Maybe some cryo fridges, normal fridge, you know, stuff like that. And then we have a little drop point as well. I quite like that. And I definitely just like that it breaks up the stables, because otherwise it would have been easy to just have a lot of the stables next to each other, the stable sections. But I think this does a nice way of breaking that up, making it look a little bit nicer. And then I think we've fixed all of that. So now we're going to add 2 more stables, so 2 more of those that we started with for the bison themselves. So we want to start placing down the pillars and stuff in the right spots. So let's do all of these. There we go. We will get rid of those pillars because we won't need these. We will need those. There we go. Those right here, those right there. So yeah, we can raise these pillars up in the middle. These ones will take out. Then we have 2 there. 2 over there as well. And then half, nope, not half pillar at the end, half pillars here. Half pillars in the middle. And half pillars there. That should get us a decent start. That one is going. And I guess we do want to have, oh, we do want to have the beam along the back. There we go. And then we can go get that everywhere. Get the stairs in. Okay, and we get the full walls in as well. Making it flip around for those. There we go. Yeah, Bison. I mean, I love the Bison. I really, really like them. So, making them a nice home, I feel, is only justified. Only justified. That's what they deserve. They deserve the best of the best. I guess actually we want to have 3 of those there. And that's what we just want to fill in like this. Probably there as well. Very nice. And then I guess, yeah, we kind of just have to have one randomly facing one way or the other in the middle. And then door, 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 door. I mean, I guess we also still need to kind of fix the walkway at the end, but now that we have a little bit more, we might be able to come up with a nice design for that part. We want to separate those. We're getting a decent start here now with our Bison pen. Oh no. We'll continue these. Just like that. Bring out the other ones. To make the separators for all the different sections of the stables. There we go. Yeah, I think this is it's gonna be quite nice, isn't it? So this is where things get interesting, of course, because we kind of just want to have a temporary wall like that so that we can snap this on a different height, right? Because that doesn't align with these pillars. Basically creates new snap points for us. And then we have this pillar there. That should keep intact now. We should also want to have that pillar in place. If we can, we'll do something underneath. And then we should be able to do the barn door in the middle. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, that's going to be the little entrance. Just like that. And I guess then we want to just repeat this, but now we should be able to just snap this wall to the other side. And then we can bring in the pillars, the barn doors, and wait. There's still a wooden wall in there. Okay, we can remove that. Now we have them in the right spot. Oh god. There we go. That is the look we need. Little railings on there. So yeah, that's going to be 2 extra stables. Which is looking quite nice, I think. I guess we'll wait with the skinning until we have this whole section done. It's easier to do it all in one go, right? So we'll take out our ramps again. We can bring this across. For now, we do not overhang because we're going to still continue the build, of course. Fill that in. All the way like that. Yeah, that's looking quite nice, I think. We can go across the top, of course, with a beam. We'll also have to add our little overhang here on the outside. There we go. Oh. Don't want that one there. There we go. Just like this. We're slowly getting somewhere. It's definitely gonna be quite a nice cozy build. If you've got this filled with Bison, oh, dream base for me. Dream base. Okay, so I want to have these in there. I guess we also just fill in this section somewhere. And then we'll go across all the way. Fill those sections in. Not those, please. Thank you. I guess we could have... I don't know why I do all these little pieces, because we could just have full pieces right there, right? Save a little bit of structures. Saving any piece we can. Can't save them there. Can't save them there. But we can definitely save them here. And we need to save them wherever we can. We need to save them because that might give us more hope that we can actually turn a base into a template without struggles. There we go. I think that's starting to look quite nice. We definitely need to start bringing in the scaffolding game. There we go. Definitely. The scaffolding game is strong in this build. I mean, definitely want it back here too, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure we just kind of want to do it wherever we can. There we go. That looks about right. Over there too. There we go. And then I think we also had the beam going across. Although I think the middle was actually half beams, wasn't it? For an extra snap point. I think it was. I think it was. I guess I could have saved myself some time of just building one of these and then copy it over with the hammer. Although I think I'm probably still faster just doing it like this. Because it doesn't necessarily build them very fast. But you could do it AFK, which is quite nice, I suppose. There we go. We'll have that section. There we go. Which I think is a pretty decent milk haul. Start skinning the build. Making sure it is all looking nice. There we go. The front we do. Balls in the middle. Maybe this one we do because it's kind of the divider of the two. That one can also stay the normal wood. That one can stay the normal wood. We can then do the rest of the pillars is what we want to change for sure. As well as these railings. These railings as well for sure. Get all the frontier. I actually should do this as well on the inside because that's easy to lose track of. And the beams. All the beams in the world. There we go. More railings. That section is looking good. Pillars here at the front of the building, and then I guess we'll do this side section here. There we go. I think that's starting to look pretty good, and then we want to have these. I have to turn off auto opening for the jail walls because we just want to use those as like nice bars. But we do want to have, of course, the saloon doors there in the middle. And then we can continue changing more of the skin. There we go. I wish now that we got all the extra ramps and stuff that we also had the option to make the ramps look like the roof pieces. I don't think they added the variants in. That would have been really nice. Because then you could kind of make the roof transition, right? Like in a nicer curve with them still keeping the same looks. Although, I mean, these ramps, I mean, you can definitely use them still as a nice roof. We're happy with the pieces. We're happy with the pieces. But there's just a little extra I would really love. And I'm sure because some custom cosmetics are going to definitely do that. Where you could have matching ramps and roofs. So you could make a nice transition. But there we go. That's already starting to look quite nice. I think only the railings we want to change. I don't think we want to change those pillars. That's looking quite good to me. That's looking quite good to me indeed. So I think over here we might have to change those. And might have to change it to that. right? We could try that. Hello there, Raz. Or Raz. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? Have you hopped on to Ragnarok yet? There we go. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe we're going for. I guess we'll have to keep these other ones because we will still need at least the frame that we've used for all these other parts. But we can definitely expand on it. So yeah, I think we'll start over here. I guess the real difference is going to be the roofs, right? Does it start like that? I think so. So those pillars on the end are going to be at least that high. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm really enjoying Rag. I love the way it looks. They really did a good job with that. As seeing by the location video that I made, it was like 50 of them quite easily. Okay, I'm gonna have to have a temporary one here so I can snap to it. Do we want to? Probably, I don't know, we'll see. And then this should line up with this roof. So this is where we're gonna do that little trick like that. So that's gonna fade into that part of the building. And then I think this is where there's going to be a little bit more room for some kind of base. Do I want to just keep this going? Okay, let's test. What would the slope look like if we keep ramps? Oh, it has a half middle again, doesn't it? Why do I keep doing that to myself? So this is a 5 wide. It needs to be 6 wide, right? So all of these pillars need to move by 1. Which isn't too bad. I guess only this one is going to take a little bit more. There we go. But it's going to be worth it. So we'll have to move all of those pillars. There we go. Because now it would look like this if we do it with ramps, but I can't do it all the way yet. Okay, 1, 2... 3.5. Okay. So this is what it would look like if we just use ramps. So that isn't very tall, but I do think that's probably what we go for. Because if we go for, let's say we go for roofs from here. Yeah, that's so much taller. And I don't think I want this to be way taller than the tower that we have here. So I think keeping the ramps is probably the best call here. So for now, we're just going to build out the skeleton of the roof. And then slowly but surely, we're going to dress it up, add details and everything. And blend it nicely into... This actually matches up very nicely. So that's good. We're going to continue these all the way to the other side. Very nice. And then I do want to have a beam going across the top. That is a given. And then I guess we want to do this. I guess the middle two we don't do for this one. There we go. Oh god. There we go. So we can link it up like that. And can we not place the entire roof? Yeah, we don't have all the foundations in place yet right now. So we kind of want to make sure that we get those up at least. There we go. That should allow us to place all of those in, and then I guess, is that what we do? Yeah, that's what we do, right? No, that's not what we do. It is... Yeah, that is what we do, because the normal roof is going to be underneath that, and that's going to create the shape. Yes, it is. It is. It is. All right, there we go. We have the roof. We have the roof in place. We're probably going to add some details to the roof because it's a big flat roof, but that is important to know where it is. Now we are going to decide how much of this is going to be a buildable base. I think about this. So you're going to have a decent space up here. I do think we're going to have to also have these beams in there, even though we will see them and notice them in the floor. I think that's going to be worth it, because it is basically like a part of this big stable barn building. So there we go. We want to have that. Actually, that's also something we forgot over here. So we want to make sure that we add those beams in still. All the supports all around. Let's actually skin these so that we don't forget about them. There we go. Just like that. Okay, so yeah, that is the main thing, but I definitely also think we want to have the beam go through the middle, right? I mean, you might even want to have more beams like that, but we'll get to there. I guess we want to have those beams in place like normal. Although I guess we can kind of now build these up again so that they connect to the top. Should I probably should make them match up, right? Like that. There we go, and we'll have this beam, of course. There we go. So, yeah, we're going to have some kind of base up here, which is going to be quite nice, I think. Because you could just live in your bison stables if you want to. Or you just have extra storage in your base. If you build this next to your main base building, you just have extra storage available, which I think is always a good thing, right? Could have a lot of breeding related stuff up here. Then I guess we kind of also want to break up these walls. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2.5. So maybe we keep these then. But I guess I want to flip this around still. So we're going to remove it for now. I'm still working out what I will exactly do with the templates. I've been discussing it a little bit with Lance as well to see what he's planning. But mostly right now I'm focused more on making content with the new Rag launch, of course. Getting some new builds out. And once I have a little bit more time, I will looking into it. Because for a lot of the builds, I'll have to do multiple parts because they're too big. So I probably will start with like checking which builds actually do fit within the limit. Because of course those will be way quicker to turn into templates. And how exactly I'm going to share them, I will announce as soon as I've made the decision and I've made the first couple of them available. But yeah, I don't know exactly when that will be. I can't do that. I can't make cool window, which I wanted to try to do. There we go. So I guess we just continue like this. Have the walls like that. I guess we have the big Ragnarok music. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be tricky to get a window in there. Although it probably would be nice. Could we just have normal windows like that? Why not? I just answered that, Saint. I am looking into starting to do that. I'm discussing it with Lance as well, but right now I'm focused on making some content for the new map first, and then I'll see how, where, when, and what I will be sharing. Because a lot of the builds that I have are too big as well, so yeah, they will have to have multiple parts. I also sometimes use ASR foundations because they have better snapping, so I don't know what would happen then to the blueprint if you could still use it, because the modded foundations are technically different foundations, right? Even though they are the same shape and everything, I don't know what it would do. So I just have to do more testing. But right now, of course, the map is just released. We want to do some builds first. But yeah, there will definitely be templates at some point. Just don't know exactly when. But when I know, I will definitely announce it on my community posts here on the channel. If you go to the channel page or on my Discord, that's probably the quickest way to know when I release them, because then I can just ping an announcement there, of course. There we go. So yeah, I think that's gonna work for the walls, and still having a little bit of windows. We're definitely gonna have to have a window right here in the front, of course. Get a little bit more light in there, and then we also need to figure out how you actually get to this level. There we go. Yeah, that's another problem, isn't it? Like, if I have a spot where I can place down the foundations perfectly, it is quite difficult to find a similar spot where you can also place down the exact same foundations. That's going to be one of the main issues of this system, I think. Oh god, what did I destroy? Howdy, hello there, welcome in, welcome in. Oh no, did I destroy my entire pillar? Oh no, just a little bit. So yeah, and I also want to test, because it seems like this is going to be very easy on PC, copying in templates and stuff, but I don't know how it can console players even do this. I would want to test that as well, you know, before I do anything. How am I liking Ragnarok? I'm liking it a lot. It's a beautiful map. It's basically, it's gonna... Oh, so many builds can be made in so many beautiful spots. It's really nice. It's really nice. And it's also making me really want to start survivaling again. So I kind of... Once the initial launch builds have been covered that I want to do, I think I will probably be tempted in starting a survival series. It's been a while since I've done survival on the channel, so I want to give it a go. But I want to make sure that I've covered a few builds first, because I mean, I know what you guys want to see. You want to see me building, so I'll wait. Do I want to do the scaffolding? Actually, I'm gonna wait, because we might do something different in some sections. Well, we definitely want to have the scaffolding in those sections, because it's kind of just an extension of what is already there. Hail your 5-minute Pomodoro break. Well, welcome in. Thanks for choosing me as your little distraction break. There we go. Okay, where do we end up? If I start stairs there, ends up there. That's actually quite nice. I mean, if you think away, no bush, that's pretty good. I guess this might not work for the official. I guess you couldn't get through that. It's only there where you want something. We're just gonna go with the flow. We're just gonna use it. Although I might do this. Oh. There we go. We always want an opening that way. It's a little bit annoying that it goes through the wall, but hey. Can I fix that? Yeah, I can. By snapping it like this. Right. But that looks also a little bit weird. Right, because that doesn't work either. I guess we'll just have to live with the fact, because you won't even see that it goes outside, because you'll be using it. There we go. So I guess I do want to have railings around it, because otherwise it's a little weird. There we go. Quarter stairs, yeah, but this is quite a big section, so I don't think we need quarter stairs in here. Because it's quite a big room. Although I guess I could solve my... And I can't close it if it's quarter stairs. I can't use this. Although what I could do... Wait, maybe I can solve both of my problems with this ugly railing, as well as with the glitching cellar door. I think I can fix both by doing this. So we have this entrance. Actually, I don't need a quarter stairs necessarily. I just needed to move that piece. Because now we could still do... If it lets me. It's not gonna let me, is it? There we go. I wonder if things like this, where I snap it off something and then I remove it, I wonder if a template is even going to be able to figure out what I did there. It might be lost. It might lose its way when I do that. So I guess... It's so annoying that you have these little things. But I guess we'll just have to... do that. It's a little much. How do we make the entrance make more sense? Because you have the little railings that stick out, and I don't want to get rid of those railings. Do I just do this? Yeah, I think that's not too bad. Right. That's fine. Alright, well, we're getting somewhere. We have a way up into our lovely base, I guess. This is turning out a little bit bigger than I imagined, not gonna lie, but I still really enjoy what it looks like now. Okay, so this is going to be, it's 2.5 to reach the top. There we go. So we can at least fill in those pieces. And I think I want to do that. I think this is what I want to do with this. Then we have the temporary pieces. There we go. Because now we could have this nice window in the middle. And then, of course, just the normal part of the wall like that. Do we... What do we do for these sections? I guess we could do something like this, because then we could have another window in there. Which I kind of feel like it would be nice to have a few bigger windows on this side of the build, just to let in the light and stuff. There we go. Something like that. Yeah. Definitely is gonna need some extra scaffolding along the front to kind of make it look like it's properly supported, right? But I am really liking the vibe. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of perfect for the Bison, of course, the more frontier / Western styles again. But I really like that as a style to build in. And especially now, of course, we have all the new build pieces, so it feels very different to when we were building on Scorched Earth. It's different surroundings, of course, with the greenery and stuff. But this Frontier skin is definitely my favorite out of the Bob Tall Tales. It's so good. It is so good. Alright, I do think we need to probably clear out a little bit of this this stuff around here. So we'll get our trusty whip out as the proper cowboy. And we'll get rid of a little bit of greenery. There we go. Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier to kind of see what's going on here. So this underneath, this middle section, I think it would be nice if we can still kind of also use that as part of a of the barns. Basically, you can basically still use it as a dino pen, because bigger creatures could easily fit underneath here, which means that we need to make sure that it is a little bit safe, right? So I think what we want to do is we want to start with that. There we go. I think that's a gap of 3. Actually, I think what we'll do is... we'll do it like this. Oh man, it might not be... I don't know if it will fit. Let me try. Cellar... door? No, that's too big. We need a large one. So 1, 2, 3. Oof. Yeah, because of the terrain, it could perhaps work. But it's probably not gonna work. So I need... basically something in between these two, because I don't think I can snap this in there, because it wants to snap to the ceilings now. So I need something else. Also, I need something else to snap to, but I guess this would be very dependent on your landscaping, because it depends on the height of these pillars. Whether you couldn't do it. But I guess that's the same if you would have a normal dino gate. Guess that's the flaw of the design. Wood gate. Because yes, kind of the issue is, see, it kind of fits, but kind of doesn't. Because of the landscape. Let's see if we can make it work. If we take out those 2 ceilings for now, we can add in those beams, which we probably want to skin so we won't really see them poking through or anything. But is that enough to get the... oh, snap point? I guess it is. It is. There we go. So I guess it could work. Okay, you definitely don't want to open it outwards, because then it's just going through the build we did. But I guess it's now just going to go through the stairs. They swing open so much. I guess we can probably change the scaffolding here in the front so that it doesn't do that, because that would annoy me a lot. So we're just gonna have to do simple scaffolding here, which I think is fine for the price of actually being able to close off this section underneath, because now you have you have all the smaller stables for the bison, but you also have a bigger dino pen in here for if you want to have some bigger creatures, which is quite nice. You know, if you want to use it as more than just for the bisons, which probably in a realistic ARK situation you wouldn't just build a giant stable for bison. That's probably only I would do that, but so we added some extra function, you know. We have the dino pen built in here. At the back is going to be a little bit more tricky. I don't think we'll do a gate like that as well at the back, actually. So maybe we can actually we could keep the extra scaffolding here, because I don't think we need it at both sides, to be honest. And for my landscape, it also just doesn't work. So it's easier to make it only work on one side. I guess again, that's very dependent on your landscaping, because it might not be able to snap there if it's too shallow. All right, so we do need to close off this side. Like, it does need to be safe over here. Do we go for any kind of door? That's going to be tricky too, isn't it? You know what I might do I might just continue these from one side to the other, because then it's going to be a lot easier. All my problems are gone. If I do this, instantly fixes all the issues. There we go. So probably we would do something like that. There we go. Doors, doors, and doors. Oh no, we do want to have the staircase right over there. So yeah, this is so we can get up to that walkway that we have all the way through the whole of the stables. And then I guess we could have two entrances here. I think that's fine. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, we'll have pillars there. That looks a little bit nicer. Actually, probably... Why can't I snap to those? Oh, because there's a full wall there. I guess I could fix that, but I don't think it's worth it, because you won't really see it anyway. We'll do it here. So we have some extra entrances here. And then again, the way we would skin this is we would have the bars as the walls. So you want to make sure that they don't auto open anymore. You want to turn that off. And we have saloon doors as entrances. So yeah, these we want to disable the auto open for all of them. I'm going to do all of that, but just so you know what I'm talking about. So now you can just use them as a nice barred wall. Yeah, this guy's like, I really want to live here. He's very happy. He's good level as well. I think he might just be stuck here. Because the little thing I've placed down is supposed to kind of kick him out of this area, but I guess he's our friend now. We might have to bring him in and have him here forever. Give him a nice name and everything. There we go. So I think that would be the entrance, I guess. We could kind of just fill in this whole side then. You know, it's a proper building. Yeah, I think I like that. And of course, we're going to have to do the upstairs area as well. But we still have the front of the build to worry about. So we have this section, which I think would have those beams. The sides over here. I guess they would be like that. So that needs to continue all the way through. Yeah, this is going to be a very nice place for your bison. I mean, I've got two of them right here to showcase. They're very happy. Look at how happy they are. They're just looking at each other. They're like, we've made it. We've made it. And there's quite a few sections here. So, yeah. And once I finish this build, I'll be recording the full tutorial this weekend as well. So, there we go. What are the chances you do a build tutorial for the Swamp Castle? Pretty high. I actually have a poll on my channel right now. If you go to my channel, to the posts, there's a poll of where should I build. I think I included the Swamp Castle there, as well as the Redwoods Castle. I think right now the Redwood Castle is winning, so I might do that one first. But yeah, it's definitely happening. I'm very much looking forward to doing some ruin builds on this map. Very excited. That's one of the things when I was talking with the dev, one of the rag devs, Jackson. Yeah, definitely was, you know, what kind of ruins would you like to see? And Ragnarok is such a good map for ruins, right? There's so many epic ones. There we go. So I feel also a little bit of pressure because Jackson has also said as he's looking forward to what to one of my builds there. So you know, a little bit of pressure of the actual rag dev looking forward to my build. slight extra pressure. Because he's definitely cooked on this map, right? Like this map, I think we can all agree that the map is insane. Like it's such a good remake for Ascended. So yeah, very excited about that. I'm very excited to start building in ruins probably soon. Probably this week. One of the streams this week is going to be a ruin. I'm not quite sure of what I kind of scheduled for myself, but I think it might be I don't know. I don't want to say tomorrow in case it isn't, but yeah, this week I'm starting one of the ruins. And it's gonna be cool. It's been a while since we did ruins. The Extinction Snow Ruins are the last ones we did. And those were pretty cool. But these are a different breed, of course, because this is going to be castles. And the Extinction ones was like more like a bunker and a modern base, so it's going to be quite different. Quite cool. All right, there we go. So I think that works as an entrance here. I think I'm happy with that. And then this area does allow you to park some bigger tames in here. Obviously not giant tames, like you can't park a giga here. But at least like your Rex or something, you know, you could keep them safe in here. An added bonus in your Bison stables. Oh, I do like the way this is turning out. I hope you guys like it as well, but I'm really happy with... I think I just forgot how fun the Frontier skins are. And the Western Frontier styles. And this is a really good start. Been looking forward to this. And the new build pieces as well. I had lots of nice options with like less steep roofs. Without, you know, having the gaps in your build, which is really nice too. Yeah, I like this section of the build as well. Having the extra entrance. I do need to still figure out the wall for these sections. Although... I don't really, because we could just get away with a railing. Because it's not completely inside. The only part that looks like inside is kind of here. So I don't know. Because we might kind of just keep this simple, right? Doesn't need too many resources that way. I think that's fine. Because we're obviously not going to fill them in because we have the scaffolding there and everything. Oh. There we go. Symmetry is boring. Symmetry is boring. Symmetry is very boring. And there is enough symmetry. Like all these sections are the same. There's just... the build goes on for a long time. The symmetry where it matters, and there's interesting parts to make it less boring. Because otherwise I could have stopped streaming after I did the first little bit. Just flip it around. Good luck to you. Alright, let's see. We're gonna do some symmetry now. We're gonna do the exact same thing as we did on the other side. Create some nice windows here. These guys need to go. All right, so we have that and we have that, and then we want to have there we go. Also, always feels a little bit weird when you're building like these shapes into walls and you don't see anything nice yet. But once we do the frontiers on there, it's all going to make sense again. There we go. That round window shape, being able to do that, that's one of the best things they've ever done in a skin. Like, that's so good. Such a disappointment that we didn't get like glass variants for the other skins. Because those window skins are so needed. Because the only normal windows we have in ARK are the greenhouse glass, and you can't really see anything through those. At least these ones kind of work. Hello there, finally made it to a live stream. Welcome in, man, welcome in. We're making some nice Bison stables, dino stables and bison stables combined. There we go. I do kind of want to see if I could make these a little bit more interesting. So maybe if I do oh, what the heck? Why does something always break? If I want to do a window there. God dang it. I knew it was gonna happen. There we go. Might do this and then have it go like that. You know, it's kind of like they've just folded up some of this roof to kind of create some light. I don't know if this is going to work, but I think it's going to be worth the experiment. It is looking a little weird. Although, not too bad, maybe. Maybe I should just keep this going straight instead. Maybe. Because then I could have a window here. But that looks kind of boring. I don't know if I want this. It was just the tests. I don't think we need this. It's going to be too much. We're doing too much. There we go. Come on. Oh. Did I destroy my pillars down here again? No. Okay, good. All right, so I think that means that we just need to skin the roof and we can move on to the final section of the stables. And I'm guessing that in the interior you probably want to kind of divide up the room as well a bit, because otherwise it's quite a big room maybe. So maybe we'll do a little bit of that as well. Should we check? Oh, we might still be within the template limit right now. Ooh, imagine. Could I pull it off? That's gonna be my new bane of existence, isn't it? Trying to stay within that limit. Don't know why they made it. I mean, probably there might be performance reasons why they had to make it small. But it would have been nice to be like, if it was the same as the official limit or something, you know, at least. Would have been a bit easier. But hey, who knows? Maybe they will expand on it in the future. Okay, so this beam is gonna go through to the other side. If you are holding a building piece, you can bring up the extended HUD. On PC, it is pressing H. Then you see your location and stuff and the day and everything. But you also see your the current structure count, and it also shows you the limit. So you can see that my limit, which is the default for unofficial servers hosted on Atrado, is 17,000 structures. And then you can see how many I've placed in here. And then you can see if I move around and then I go out of the render, basically, it will start counting down. So it calculates the exact radius of structures that are allowed, which is really useful for if you're designing something for like official, of course, because you can see when you get close to the limit. And another way to get around it is if you make something very big, if you start building from the middle, you could hit the limit in the middle, but you could still expand on the outside. Because it is kind of a circular radius that it's counting in. There we go. Okay, so we want to have the same pillars in place. Like that. Expand over there. Get those pillars in. So half pillar up the... Oh no, God, I've got this one. Going too fast. There we go. Half pillars up there. There we go. Yes. The template hammer works with some mods, like ASR. It works with... I think I've heard people say it works with clingers. It doesn't work with CKF yet. I've talked to the mod maker, and I think he's going to look into it. As soon as the dev kit gets updated with all the Ragnarok stuff, he's going to check, because CKF, of course, has a lot of custom things, so it isn't based on the normal structures. But he is going to look into seeing if when the dev kit gets updated, if he can select like some property to make it work with the system, which would be really nice, of course. And otherwise, maybe Wildcard might update it further to make it more compatible with mods, which would be really nice. But yeah, my biggest wish is kind of if they raise the limit a little bit more. I need more. Sorry, I don't build that small usually. I've got a hard enough time keeping track of staying with the in the official limit, and now we need to build even smaller builds. They're torturing me. There we go. Yeah, right now I don't know if you could paste for consoles. It's something I was wondering about as well, because everyone, of course, is instantly asking for templates, which I'm looking into. But yeah, it does feel a little bit bad if consoles couldn't use other people's templates without playing on the same server and being able to get them in game, of course. But yeah, we'll have to see if we can figure something out. I've been talking with Lance as well about that, and we kind of want to make sure about console as well, that they don't get left behind. But I have some ideas to help. with consoles, but I don't really know how viable those options would be. Hello there, welcome. Are you behind on the stream? I was gonna say, I've added Windows in by now. There we go. So that's the frame for some more stables. So in total, we have 1, 2 there, and 3 and 4 there, and then 5 over there. We have a bigger pen in the middle, and then we have this section that you can kind of walk through. Quite like this one, actually. This might be my new favorite stable that I've built. I actually realized that I haven't built stables in a long time. One of my first tutorials was a stable, like on the island when it launched. And I haven't really done dedicated stables in a long time. I've done dino pens and stuff like that, but it kind of depends on what kind of aesthetic you want, of course, because a lot of people like the modern builds. But honestly, personally, I would prefer something like this because it feels a little bit more like ARK, right? The Bisons are only on Ragnarok right now, yes. They're the new creature, the new free creature for Ragnarok. So yes, only Ragnarok right now. All right, let's see. I think these middle ones we want to change to the frontier. The rest we don't. I think the only thing I haven't liked is some creators putting it behind a paywall. Yeah, but you have to see it from the creator's perspective as well, because like normally you would have to watch the tutorial and maybe multiple times to make the build, right? And that gives AdSense to the creator because you're watching their video, and that is how they would make money normally. But if you're gonna just download the template, then the creator doesn't get anything anymore. So I do get that, but I also do want to make sure it is available. So I guess you would still have the option to always follow the tutorial, because especially if console players can't use templates, I think tutorials are still gonna be around. But yeah, there should be a nice balance. But I guess in the worst case, you would have... Kind of depends on the price as well, of course. Because if you can just do it for 1 month, get the build you want, I guess that isn't too bad. But yeah, I haven't decided how and what my template will look like. I just want to test templates a little bit more before I decide anything. But yeah, first, there's so many new exciting things about Ragnarok to build with, and this isn't my full-time thing at all, so you know, time is limited. So it is it's gonna take a little bit, but we'll try. Also, I checked how many tutorials I've done so far on ARK Ascended, and it's well over 100 already. So there is also a lot of builds to go through and to check, right? And to see which ones are instantly able to go into templates and which ones I would have to make some alterations and etc, etc. And it also kind of depends what you want, right? Because there's a difference between just copying a template and watching a tutorial. Because if you're watching tutorials, you still, I think you learn more about building yourself. And if you want to just use a tutorial, then improve the build and change the build to your own liking and learn how to build, I think watching tutorials and watching streams like this is still going to be important, right? If you want to learn from it as well. But if you're just looking for a build to use as your base and you don't really like building, then templates, I guess, is going to be very nice to have, because you can still have a nice base without having to spend hours on it. So I get both sides. And I guess even for builders like me, it might be useful, because let's say I build a big castle and I have to do like a lot of repetitive walls. I could make a template of the walls section and use that to kind of more quickly build up a castle. I think that might be a really cool one. Or even for sharing templates, like I could design a section of a wall for like a dino pen or a base perimeter, and then you could just use that and apply it to your own location, because that way it would also be less likely to not work out with like foundation support, right? If it's smaller sections that you could use around the base, there's still a creative process involved for you as well, and it might be very helpful for yeah, building like secure survival bases. So yeah, that's definitely, I do have a lot of ideas of how to use the template in a cool way. But yeah, it's going to take me just some time to figure it completely out, the best way to work around it, and make sure that it isn't too time consuming for me. Like, I would hate to have to stop making videos just because I'm making templates, right? So there needs to be a balance there. There we go. Oh, now I'm going to have to tame so many bison. Kind of sad that I don't have this build on my community server, because I would love this bison barn. I could tame all the bison. Might have to do it. Might have to do this one, but then maybe in CKF, or maybe I'll do something similar in CKF for myself. If you don't know, I've got a community server which is free to join. All you need to do is join the Discord, and I've got an amazing community. We have a lot of fun on there, and yeah, right now, of course, most of us are playing Ragnarok, but we have all the maps. And some pretty fun building mods on there, of course. And also some fun dinos. Okay, let's go. We'll add in all the extra supports that we want. And then we're getting pretty close to having a pretty cool bison stables, which I'm actually very happy about. Because I love my bison friends. There we go. That's the start. We need a few more additions. Actually, we also want to add in some supports in some of these sections, I would say. I guess not here. Although we could do them there, that's for sure. So let's see. We have them everywhere here. We have them everywhere there. That's looking good. Then we need to work on these sections in between. Actually, did I go too far? Yes, I did go too far. I don't need walls here. It's going to take up my pillars. God dang it. Wait, did I go too high with the roof? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. It's just because it's lower down here. It looks like I went higher, but I didn't. Still on the fence about the template? Yeah, I get that. But I think even for people that enjoy building themselves, I think, as I said, with the sections of builds to just do repetitive tasks more quickly, I think that could be helpful for any builder, right? Especially if you're building like crazy big things. I think that's what it was described like on the store page before we got the reveal. And that got me exciting. Like, I could build bigger castles and stuff more easily that way, without doing the repetitive wall sections every time. Would just make it a little bit faster. There we go. So I think that is correct. Now we'll add in the beams. There we go. Come on. Just like that. There we go. We're getting somewhere. That's nice. We'll skin those beams, of course. Get the frontier vibes back in here. Alright, and that means we can add some of those again. Awesome. So now we just need the entrances, right? Oh yeah, that was the different snap points. So we kind of need that. Right? Is that what I did? Yeah, so it's halfway through that pillar. Is it that much lower on that side? I guess it is. Yeah, it's a little bit going downhill on this side, I guess. Oh, I mean, I am a sucker for the DLCs. I buy most of them just right away. You know, I'm too invested to not do it. I guess we do have a little bit of a landscape issue. So normally we would just have this. But obviously right now they're floating. So we're gonna have to make a little adjustments for these last two, which I guess isn't too terrible. I guess this is just realistic. This could happen. Depending on where we're building. We're just gonna have to make a little ramp in and out for our bison. The little aid for the bison. To get them in and out. There we go. I mean, I could lower this, of course, but we want to... In this case, we definitely do want to keep the symmetry with the other stables. We don't want to make this lower all of a sudden. So, we want to keep those in the same spot. There we go. Have those on top. Very nice. So yeah, then we have even more stables. Look at this. It's pretty sizable stables. Are we still safe? We're still within the limit. I mean, I can't believe it. It's a bloody miracle. Have I skinned everything in here? I have. I think I just need to start skinning the roof, and then we're actually pretty far along with this build. Oh, actually, I also forgot to skin the main roof. Also, before I forget it, we want to add in the beams. There we go. And yeah, we get to click all the roof pieces again. Yeah, I forgot the beams on top. Yeah, there we go. We've got it. Got the stable. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna need to do this part as well. Although, to be fair, it could be a choice to not skin this one the same thing, just to make it stand out a bit more. That could definitely be an option. But I think in this case, I probably want to keep it. Oh, I did do one side. I just forgot the other side. That's it. That's it. It's looking quite nice. I like that a lot. I love this spot as well, man. The river, the landscape, the mountains around. It's a pretty epic spot. There we go. That's a dino being knocked out of my building area. He's not allowed to be here. Yeah, I'm very tempted to unskin the middle roof at least. I'd like it on these parts. And this part is already different, of course, as well, because it's the normal roofs. But these ones, without the skins was quite nice actually as contrast. But I guess, you know, you can always do that. Let's take a look inside, because it is a pretty big room, and I think it's not unreasonable to kind of divide it up into 2 sections at least, to kind of just make it a little bit more workable. Oh god. There we go. Come on. Just like that. So that, yeah, basically want to just create 2 different rooms, because decoration wise I think that's a little bit easier to make look nice and cozy. But of course, depends on what you want to do with this. There we go. Probably a pillar in the middle. Awesome. So yeah, because then you have this room to decorate, which is still a pretty sizable room, right? And then we have this as another room. And you could even add any more walls, of course, if you want. It kind of depends, of course, in what kind of sections you want to divide it, what you want to use it for. There we go. I'm very happy with the way this one turned out, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I can see all my bison in here. Very, very nice. Very cool indeed. I might have to spawn in some extra bison just to fill in my stables, right? Let's open them up. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 bison. Bison. We want the tamed, saddled. We want them passive. Where random levels is fine. Random colors is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. We got bison. Let's fill them in. Let's see if we also have the right males and female combos. This one is a female, so if we have a nice male to go with that, that would be nice. That's the well, oh god, we're stuck. Where this is the spawning is the awesome ARK tools, and they are in fact awesome. It's a really good modding tool, especially for bigger servers, because you have a lot of control over what everyone is doing as admins. But it's also just very easy to spawn things in for me, so that's why I also have it on my private server now, because it's really cool. Oh, I love this color on the bison too. This is really nice. Really, really nice. I love them. I really do. I love the saddle as well. Like, they did a really good job on the saddles. They look amazing. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, so that's a male. Now we need a female. I'm creating my mega herd. They're gonna boost each other. Yeah, you definitely want to add some decorations around, that's for sure. Let's see. We got a male and a female. We got a male and a female. Oh, I can't believe that we got perfect sets. Maybe it does just... It just is male, female, male, female. That's maybe how it works, because this is too much of a coincidence otherwise. Okay. There we go. Put them all in place. Because then when I do the tutorial or the showcase, We have all the bison ready. There we go. So male and female. Perfect. Yeah, I've actually on my community server, I've been just riding around on my bison, crossing the map. They're really cool. They're really fast. Works surprisingly well. It's just good mounts to get around on. Because they're fast. You can dodge things pretty quickly. They've got a really cool jump. Like, I love the little bouncy jump animation. And you can, of course, knock things away and stuff. Which is quite good. There we go. Now we'll close some of them just for aesthetic reasons, but the bison are in place, and I guess like role play wise, it would probably make sense for at least one horse to be in here. That's not how you that's not what I called it all. There we go. You know, we're cowboys after all. We would have a horse. Let's maybe get 2 horses in here. There we go. Yeah, it's male, female. So I think it does randomize them. All right. So a feeding trough is definitely something we need. Probably aesthetically, it would make sense to have it in each of them at least, right? So maybe we kind of play around with that. There we go. You're definitely the prettiest bison here. The blue bison. Okay, that's pretty nice. And then there's probably a whole lot of like Western deco more that I would use. Like we have the hay. We have the misc item. We have the water things as well. We have the... let's see, what are they called? Oh yeah, we have the hitching posts. Stuff like that. You know, I'm not going to go full decorations, but at least a little bit. Because the water troughs, I mean, just as the feeding one, would probably be nice to have as an added detail. And then we can kind of get those in different spots. Probably around there. Where is that one? Okay, that's there. There we go. No. I don't want to place it here. What? Don't want to destroy my floor. Thank you very much. And then we have some other decorations. This one, it looks like a clock, but if we go all the way to the end, it's the hay. This is one of the most asked comments on my videos. Every time I have this hay on the floor, people are like, how do you get that? And it is the Western Deco mod. Oh yeah, the tech water base, yeah. Some of them are rather big, aren't they? They're not the easiest tasks to do. There we go. We'll add some here as well, just because why not? And then, just for decoration purposes, we'll have a few of these around as well. There we go. And we'll have some hay in the actual pens as well, of course. There we go. We'll definitely have some hay in here. There we go. All right. Just 2 more. A little bit of decorations here and there. There we go. So we have our nice tables now. And a little bit of decoration already in place. Not everything, but I think we got enough to get the Western vibes going. I'm very happy with the way this one turned out. You know, it's you never really know for sure. You never really know for sure. I'm gonna take out one of the bison. Oh, the other bison is too close. Blocking us in. There we go. And then I'm gonna have to clear some of the nature in front of it, because if I want to take a screenshot, I'm just gonna see bushes everywhere. Don't want to take out anything that isn't necessarily in the way, but there's definitely a lot of big bushes growing here. Yeah, but I think that's where it's going to be most useful, just to do big repetitive stuff more easily. There we go. Still a few bushes here that might be obstructing our views. There we go. That feels a bit clearer already. Okay. Let's see if we can line this up. We'll stand right over here. Could have used the bison, yes, that would have been very smart. But that's how you see that I'm a builder and not a survivor. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna need to be way further away. I need to be kind of here on this rock. Remember this rock. That's where I need to be at. Was that this rock? I think it was this rock. There we go. There's just a drop coming down behind me as well. Actually, it wasn't that rock, was it? It was this rock. That rock. Other rock. Different rock, guys. Different rocks. Don't worry. We found the right rock, I think. Just want a cool picture with me, my bison, and my bison stables. There we go. Something like that. Now there seems to be some weather coming through. Not really sure. We might have to play around with the time a little bit. There we go. And then we want to see where it's focusing. Well, we kind of want to focus on the stables, not too much on me. Do we want to have more depth of field? It's not going to work until we get like here. I guess maybe not too much. There we go. Something like that, maybe. Maybe like this. There we go. Perfect. I love it. That's it. We got our Bison stables. I'm quite happy with the way this turned out. I'm very happy with this. I hope you guys like it as well. This is going to be a fun build. As I said, I will be recording the tutorial for this one this weekend, so it will be out soon as well. But of course, you could follow along with the live stream, but that might take you even longer than the normal build. And we can actually test out. Did I finally build something that fits in a template? Don't forget to like the stream. There we go. Let's try it out, shall we? The big test. What the heck, B? Okay, well, anyway. Oh, it does fit in the template. Has it everything? Well, it probably doesn't have the feeding troughs and stuff, because that's like, you know, not connected. But I don't think that would be too bad, because you can figure out yourself that you need to feed your dinos. But yeah, I think it actually fits in. Let's check to be sure. It does seem like it's got every bit of things that I've placed. Oh my god, I can't believe it, guys. Why do I... There's bees everywhere. Why is there... Why is there so many bees? Leave my bison. Leave my bison be. Get away. There we go. But I think this might have worked. What shall we call it? Western... no, maybe just bison stables. Bison stables. Because bison are cool. There we go. Can't believe. Can't believe. It looks like it's all there. The issue with templates, of course, is going to be finding a spot where it fits. I mean, this spot is good because this is really flat. So we could place it down a little bit, and you probably want to lower this down. It doesn't allow me to go very far down, which is slightly problematic because see, now all the doors are floating in the air. That is a problem. The placement is definitely going to be tricky with these. Because I want to go further down, but it doesn't let me. Because you see how high this... Whoa, where are we? This door is now floating in the air, where it definitely wasn't for my build. I guess you would have to solve that like that, right? And another problem is, if for some reason like this you can't even build, and it won't tell you that. It won't tell you that you can't build that because it's still floating. So the hardest part about this is really going to be, even if you have the template, it might not even be placeable because you need like the perfect spots to make it work. So for small buildings, this is going to be really good. But for big buildings, this is always going to be challenging. Like, and it would have been perfectly fine if I could lower it a little bit further. I think I could have made it work. So that is something I'm slightly worried about, that I could make the templates, but then I'm gonna get like loads of people complaining about I can't place it, it doesn't work. So yeah, and I don't know, maybe you could like lay down foundations or something and place it on top of that, but yeah, that would be hours of work. I don't know, but I'm very happy with the bison stables, and I hope you guys like them as well, because I think they're pretty nice. And if you're looking for, you know, a nice place for your new bison friends, this might work quite well. And I do think well, you could definitely fit some other creatures in here, right? Like raptors, anything not too big that fits through those small cellar doors. You could easily fit them inside, and then in the middle you could have some bigger tames, because I think you could have a Rex there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm happy now, because I've got a good place for my bison, and we've started building in this lovely spot on Ragnarok. We have this awesome valley. I'm definitely going to be doing some more builds here. As I said, I want to build a ranch that is kind of designed to go alongside this. So you could build this as your stables. You could build a big, nice ranch to live in and have your main base in. And then maybe you'll make a perimeter wall so you're safe, and you could have your bigger tames out as well. I don't know, but that's what I want to do. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you enjoy what you're seeing, what you saw today, make sure to hit the like button, of course. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on future build streams, as well as, of course, the build videos, tutorials, showcases, and everything. If you're looking to join a server, I've got my own community server with the most amazing community. We have all the maps. We have cool building mods, cool creatures, everything. Very, very nice to play on. And I also play there sometimes, so you can hang out and see the shark go around on his bison. But if you're looking for your own ARK server, you can use the link that is pinned at the top and is also in the description. And if you use that link, you help me out and my channel as well. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining me today. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video or stream. And if you've got building suggestions, very importantly, let me know down in the comments on any video, or join my Discord. There's also a channel there, so I will definitely see them there. But yeah, this was fun. The bisons have a home now. The bison have a home.